All right, our last little bit of information for the War of 1812 happens at the Battle of New Orleans. Remember, the Treaty of Ghent has already been signed in December of 1814, but news was slow to travel. And so we have General Andrew Jackson. Ironically, the greatest U.S. victory of the whole War of 1812 comes after the Treaty of Ghent was signed. Before news of peace had reached New Orleans, General Andrew Jackson and a ragtag army of 7,000 militia, free African Americans, Indians, pirates, all of them worked together to defend the port city of New Orleans. Okay. 2,000 British were killed or wounded compared to only 20 Americans. And while the battle was unnecessary, General Jackson becomes a war hero. People like a good war hero. So for General Jackson, would you write down that he's a war hero specifically for the Battle of New Orleans and his victory there? Okay. Some effects of the War of 1812. We had the three causes, and now we have three effects. First of all, we gain as a nation kind of feelings of patriotism, loyalty to our country increased. We kind of become a little more banded together as 13, or actually at this point 16 or 17 United States, rather than thinking ourselves as individual states. We're more of a little more united as a nation, not fully yet. So our feelings of patriotism and loyalty increased, like the Star-Spangled Banner, those kinds of feelings emerged. Also, Tecumseh died at that Battle of the Thames in 1813. So Indian resistance is weakened because he's no longer there to organize the native tribes to try to work together against U.S. settlement west. The third impact of the War of 1812 is that the United States learned that we had to produce more of our own goods when we couldn't trade with other countries during the war. We struggled to even continue trade with France because it was difficult to trade and use the oceans when the British were trying to prevent us from trading. We couldn't really trade with the British at that time because, well, they were our enemy and they weren't really interested in trading with us at the moment. So we had to become a little more industrial here in the United States, and that actually ends up helping our economy because we can't get things from other countries. We have to be inventive and come up with ways to better equip our own citizens here. And so that's going to end up helping our economy and inspiring quite a few new inventions that we will talk about later in this unit. So that is the end of the War of 1812. By now, your notes should look pretty much like this and this. All right? So thanks for paying attention.